So what's the deal with hacking in Overwatch? Today I'm going to be jumping in the dirty world of aimbots and other hacks in Overwatch and fill you guys in what's actually going on. Hey everyone, Elvis here. Let's start off by talking about aimbots. Now, luckily for us, they're not as frequent as you would think. Now, there's two types of aimbots. There are one category which connect with code and track the game on a different level. The other category are pixel-based aimbots. So if you're curious about what an aimbot looks like, here's what it is. Now, I am in no way affiliated with this person, but let's keep going on anyway. Luckily for us, aimbots are extremely rare, and Blizzard are very hypercritical about it. Funny enough, there's a pretty large community that focus on pros criticizing them of using aimbots, mainly because their aim is so good. And to be honest, let's just get this out of the way. Most of these guys have been playing FPSs for 15 years. Their aim is friggin' awesome. You can kind of see why they're a bit upset about it, but yeah, there are players that are this good. Let's talk about Blizzard's stance on it before we jump into some of the other hacks in Overwatch. Now, in the past, I've heard about Blizzard banning people using aimbots. This is how critical they actually are. This talks about people who have been using third-party software, getting detected, getting banned, losing their account. They repurchase the game, re-sign up, and getting that account immediately banned too. Not only that, people have purchased the game for a third time, completely removing any form of connection towards Blizzard Entertainment and still have been immediately banned within minutes of buying their third account. There is some hectic anti-cheating stuff going on with Blizzard right now. In fact, it makes me question just how lenient Blizzard actually is with our privacy. In conclusion, what did we learn, guys? Aimbots, if you get detected, you are toast. You're not coming back to the game, and they do exist, but in very, very small circumstances. Now, these are not the only hacks that are cancerous towards Overwatch. There's also bots. Now, to really get a hold of bots in Overwatch, you have to understand why people do it. There's two reasons. Number one is for profit, which we'll talk about very soon. And the other reason is just for personal satisfaction. Some people like botting and feeling really good about themselves, which is weird, hey. Now, bots are not a new thing to Blizzard. There are bots in Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, and so on. What you need to know is that they're getting commercialized on two different levels. Number one are cafes and gray areas. What these internet cafes offer is a complete risk-free service. So, for example, rather than spending $40 or whatever it is in your region to buy a brand new account on Overwatch, if you do get caught hacking, you pay an hourly fee in these cafes that are so confident with their technology that if they do get banned, it doesn't matter. They're going to absorb the cost. You essentially just jump in, play the game, and cheat on someone else's account. Most often or not, running 2 or 3 bots at the same time. Pretty dirty stuff. Not Donald Trump dirty, but a definite bruise on the gaming community that obviously they don't care about because they're getting paid to feed their families from it. Before we get on to the third type of hacks, let's just conclude this. You have third parties that are running bots and a service to be able to cheat to absorb the cost. There's clearly a technology war going on between Blizzard and these cheaters. Now, if you follow this stuff quite critically, you're going to find that Blizzard have been running a almost 10-year legal war with these companies that have been doing this. As quick as they get shut down, a brand new company gets started up again. A lot of the problems also stem from countries that have very lenient stances on intellectual property. But the reality is, like Blizzard Entertainment, they are a multi-billion-dollar Western organization that are heavily protected by US laws. This is definitely not the case in other countries. There's also this erroneous idea that Blizzard allows bots to inflate their player base, which is absolutely ridiculous. The hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars that get lost by negative behavior in their games is hypercritical. There's a reason why they take bullying very serious in their games. Not only do they have a personal agenda to make sure every player feels comfortable and happy while playing their games, and also a financial agenda too. Now, last of all, let's talk about the last commercialized hacking industry, and this is account selling. And believe it or not, this is a booming industry. It's very easy to understand. One of the reasons why it's so successful, and please take note, I'm not stereotyping or criticizing any countries here, but what you need to know is that because of these certain industries and exchange rates that run around the world, when you have a certain player base, let's say for example, let's say a middle to upper class US or an Australian citizen that's willing to pay $400, $500, let's say a level 400 Overwatch account. They get to pretend or deceive players that they are a high level. And yes, there is a demand for this, believe it or not. But what you might be missing here is that $400 or $500 for that account could be half a year's wage in other areas and regions around the world. Now, to really understand this, you have to reverse the role here. Let's say you can make half a year's wage of selling an account. Let's say that you earn $50,000 a year and you have to sell one account to get half a year's wage. Of course, you're going to be able to do this if you can develop the technology. This is the reason why it's almost impossible to stop this type of cheating. Not only that, it goes 2 layers deep. If you develop botting that can level up characters, great, but most of the time they can afford to pay real people on a salary to level up accounts as well. So Blizzard have to decipher which is botting and which are real people. So you can see why this is so complex, a booming industry. Now I want to leave you with one last thought to take away from this video. You're probably not going to experience it in your lifetime, so don't worry about it too much, but you did watch this video to learn about hacking, and this is what's actually going on. Thanks for joining me as always. Stay safe and like the video. See you guys.